Welcome again. We are super happy to have you here. And now we have Angel, who I absolutely adore, and you're going to be able to see why. She is an amazing advocate for teaching you how to be a self-care catalyst in your life, which I'm telling you, we all need as entrepreneurs. Okay. We all know that. So, Angel, thank you so much for coming in today. I'm so excited to be able to have this conversation with you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Suzanne. Thank you for having me. I'm so happy to be here, everyone. I'm Angel Theodore, the self-care catalyst, and I help high-achieving women learn how to recover from burnout without giving up the things that they love. You probably know this out there as an entrepreneur, a mompreneur, a CEO, an executive, something like that. You're being pulled in so many different directions at home, at work, just your personal life, the things you like to do for fun. And you realize like, wait, I haven't really taken care of myself. When's the last time I ate lunch when I was supposed to? Things like that. And in my own journey of recovering from burnout and talking to hundreds of women, I knew I had to act and do something because women who don't take care of themselves have a higher chance of getting autoimmune diseases or other stress-related illnesses. I mean, in my burnout story in 2019, I ended up in the ER and urgent care and I fainted all before COVID hit. From December until COVID hit, I was in the ER, urgent care, and all those things. And so I really took the time to learn how to take care of yourself in tangible ways because something I found was that self care can fall into two different pockets: fluffy, getting your hair and your nails done, or the other side of the pendulum swing, which is, our workout sessions, 30-minute journal sessions, and cold plunges. And that's not sustainable for anyone. So I've now found the secret sauce that I am telling the world. So how you can take care of yourself.
Oh, I love that so much. And Angel has an amazing free gift that she's going to give everybody at the end. So make sure you stick around for it because I'm telling you, like, exactly what she's talking about is like this shit that's going to let you as a coach, as a consultant, build your empire, but do it in a way where it's sustainable health wise, right? Because when you're talking about self-care, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like you triggered me a couple times. I'm just like,
Ooh.
oh yeah, like I definitely have a reminder in my phone to remind me to stop and eat because I need that, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Because we get
yeah.
so busy and everything else, like we all kind of get into that, like the daily tasks and female entrepreneurs especially, like we have a tendency of doing everything, right? We want to like jump in, like, and
100%.
as soon as we delegate something, we find 10 other things to do.
I know.
So
So
it's
crazy.
it's like so easy to just jump in and do that. And your story about like really just ending up a lot in like the ER and urgent care definitely speaks to me as well because
Mm,
I've been in the same type of journey myself where I was burning out constantly and I was like, I don't learn quickly. So like, I'm in this thing like
yeah.
8, 9 times that I'm getting sick with pneumonia and in the hospital and everything else. And still like I'm sitting there, I'm just like, oh, that's right. Pneumonia is burnout for me. That's great.
Yeah.
Um, but like it's like you have to kind of learn that. So, along your journey, like how did it like hit you? What was that like aha moment that you had that was like, oh shit, I need to take care of myself? Like, what was that thing that made you just like click into, I need to do something different?
Yeah, so there are a few things. So I've been on like the mental health journey for over 11 years now. So that was always in there, but learning how to give myself grace in that time to actually catch up because you can learn and be aware of something, but it's going to take you time to get there, especially if you've been doing something the same way for a long time. So that was
Oh
the
yeah.
first thing. And then I just started paying attention to my body. And a lot of women and just people in general don't know the signs of burnout. It just hits you and you're like, oh crap, I can't do anything, right? But some things to be looking out for that I saw was like, I felt like I got hit by a bus all the time. Like I had aches in my body. It kind of felt like I had the flu all the time. I was unmotivated with things that used to bring me so much joy. It just started to feel like a chore. And I was a little more irritable. And like, if you know me, I'm a fun, happy-go-lucky girl, kind of a butterfly, kind of a hippie, right? And so when I noticed these shifts, I was like, wait, what's going on? And then when I ended up in the ER, I was like, okay, these are some things I need to take a step back on. And it's actually funny, before I went to the ER, the EMT came to my house and I ended up fainting. I kind of forgot to share that part, right? Yes. So it was around this
Mhm.
time, or not last year, but in 2019, I went to New York on a book trip. This wasn't my book, but it was somebody else's, and it was fun, the holidays in New York and all that good stuff. And when I got home, I was just so tired because if you knew me, I was working long hours. I was an overachiever, still am, but in a healthier way. I'm dyslexic and I didn't know that till I was 26. So I was like, because school is so hard, I got to show everybody in corporate America that I can do it, you know? And that was at the cost of my own health. So getting back to when I returned from New York, I wanted to rest and I fainted. And when the EMT came to my house, he said it was like I had too many Google tabs open in my brain and like a computer window was shut down. That's what happened to me. And I was like, oh, wow, you know? And so I was aware of it. But then that was 5 years of doing that routine, working the long hours, putting everyone else like above myself and things like that. So it took time in my body. And some people out there may not want to hear this, but as you're recovering from burnout and you find yourself being more sick or more tired, it's okay because you're pulling out the toxins, you're getting rid of the actual burnout and like overdoing everything. And so that does happen sometimes, but if you are not at that point yet, it's good to watch your body because, again, the body aches, all those things, you'll notice what's going on. So they kind of work in tandem, but there's hope on the other side.
Oh, completely. And, I love how you're like really talking about burnout as stages because it
Yeah.
really is stages, but people only recognize it at the final stage of like, okay, I can't function, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But
100%.
but there's always warning signs. There's always different stages. And like you're talking about like body aches and paying attention to what your body is telling you. Like those things are really, really important because without those, that's when you go to the point of just like this complete and utter breakdown.
Yeah.
Um,
100%.
so yeah, and I love that you're really kind of focusing in on like, what we can do in the meantime of like, how can you start paying attention? Because if you're not paying attention, everything's going to kind of go off the rails because it's super easy to do that. And,
Yeah.
for high achieving women, especially, when you're talking about burnout, it's a buzzword, right? It's a huge buzzword for
Mhm.
everybody. Everyone's talking about burnout. Everyone wants to talk about burnout. But the fact is that no one's talking about burnout in the way that you talk about it. Like you're
Yeah.
talking about it as almost like a condition. This is something that you kind of work yourself into. Um,
Yeah.
so so I absolutely love that. So like when you're talking about like obviously we talked about some of the signs of what burnout may look like in some people. So when you're talking about like the feelings that you're having and the emotions that you're having, a lot of people are talking about the physical, but what about the emotional side of that? Because I know that you talk a lot about the emotional side of burnout. So I would love for you to tell everybody a little bit about what to look for there.
Yeah. So if you're feeling any anxiety or shame, like, so number one, let's talk about anxiety. You might feel like, I've got to get this done now. There's so many things to do, wrapping up the end of the year before the holidays. Oh, crap, I'm hosting the holiday party. Oh, man, laundry's still not done. I haven't delegated that out yet. And then you just feel this sense of overwhelm and shame. That's one thing to look for emotionally. I would also say to look for if you do have shame, like I can't ask for help because I'm supposed to be this boss woman, right?
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee if you talk to like two other women and you tell them what you're going through, they're going to probably say, I'm going through the same thing. Because a lot of times as women, we just feel like we have to do it all. And over the course of time, and even with like the feminist movement and stuff, like busyness and being a boss woman was a badge of honor. I have no problem with you being a strong, independent woman, but you need to do it in a healthy way. You cannot do it at the cost of your own livelihood, essentially, right? So
Completely.
removing that layer of shame. If you feel shame, like, oh, there's still dishes in my sink. Full transparency, there are still dishes in my sink. I wasn't able to run the dishwasher until this morning. And so there are still dishes in my sink. But I say that because if any woman out there is feeling shame about having dishes in your sink, know that you're in good company. Because when
Mm-hmm.
you talk to other people and you remove shame, it's almost like a sense of release. And that's what we need to start doing. So I would say like the anxiety, the overwhelm, and shame are some things to look for on the emotional side.
I love that. And yes, I have dishes in my sink right now too. And I
See,
can tell
let's
you,
go.
but I can say though, it's like when I was in my severe like stress induced burnout, like right before I was like literally hospitalized for being, they actually had to put me into a coma because I was that
Yeah.
sick, and before that though. you would never find a damn thing in my sink because like I was so like
Mhm.
I'm like I can't do it, I can't do it because like the
Yeah.
thought of that shame like you're talking about was
Mhm.
just too much for me. I'm like, no, I can't drop the ball, I can't drop the ball. So I'm juggling
Yeah.
everything, you know, and when you're
Yeah.
in that state, it's hard to function. It's hard to run a
100%.
business. It's hard to just be a human at that point.
100%. And you said some amazing things right there. So you said I could, or like I can't, right? That also made me
Yep.
think of I should. So
Yep.
if you have a case of the should monsters, like I should be able to have it all together. I shouldn't feel sad during this holiday season. Things are happy. Maybe like you're thriving in your family, but you lost someone 5 years ago. And you're like, I should be over this by now. No, you're a human. So identify those should monsters and get rid of them. Tell them to get out because you're a human and you're allowed to drop the ball. Like, I'm going to say that again. Even for me, I have to eat that. But like, you're allowed to drop the ball and it's okay. We're humans. We're not robots. We were not made to be in this, like, I have everything together. I'm a super boss woman, yada, yada. Like, you're a human. You can have all the emotions in the world. So,
And I love that. And I love the shit monsters. Okay. Like we're
yeah.
gonna have to like make that a thing.
Yeah.
Like everybody that's listening to this, like definitely start using some hashtag shed monsters because we love that so much.
Yeah.
That's amazing. But you're absolutely right. Like, you know, we're made to think like we have to live up to this persona, right? And that's like
Yeah.
what I tell people in business all the time is like you have to be unique. You have to just be who you are. You just have to trust yourself. Stop trying to do what everybody else is doing. The only person that you should be in
100%.
competition with is yourself. That's it. You're not in competition with anybody else. So when you're putting these thoughts out there and these belief systems out there of, oh well, this person's doing this and this person's doing that, so I have to do this and I have to do that, you're already working against yourself.
Yeah.
And you know, when you're really talking about like what you want out of your life and what you can see yourself really doing, 9 times out of 10, when I ask my clients to visualize their perfect future, they're in peace. They're not
Mhm.
drilling through and working crazy hours and here, there, and everywhere. They're at peace. So like if I'm traveling in a peaceful way. I'm
Yeah.
going to do speaking engagements, but then I'm taking downtime and I'm enjoying my time and my space in those new areas that I get to explore. I'm like, so what you're telling me is like you're striving for peace. So if you're striving for
100%.
peace,
Yeah.
why are you hustling so hard back here and pushing yourself so hard? Because peace doesn't come from the hustle. Peace comes from calming down and settling down
Yeah.
and trusting yourself, right?
Yes, so good. It's so true. And I actually have a little painting on my desk right here, and it's Ray. And when I went to this webinar, I was like, find someone who's like your best friend or your cheerleader, like kind of visualize that. And I instantly imagined like a sun, just like a ray of sunshine. That's funny. But it's like when I can move with ease, when I'm not pushing, when I'm not hustling, when I'm not, and like, yes, there's still work to be done. You need strategy and all those things. But again, it should not come at the cost of your livelihood or your own health because you can't help anyone if you're not healthy. Like, you're not
Could
even
not agree
gonna
with you
be
more.
good. Yeah, if you're in the hospital and you have to leave your team because you burnt yourself out.
Yep.
So take
Yep.
time for you. And I'm starting to think about my freebie. I don't know if I could share it now or
Oh yes, please,
okay.
definitely. Let's talk about your freebie.
So
I love this, and I'm super excited that you're giving this away to people.
yes,
So
yes.
please share it.
So we're gonna do something that has micro habits in it. So you are not gonna have to do hour workouts, 30-minute journal sessions, and cold plunges in order to incorporate self-care into your life. I found a way to make self-care simple, and that's gonna be the little fun word you can put in the chat to get this. And I created a 3-2-1 mind, body, soul tracker because honestly, self-care can be as simple as 3-2-1. And what this does is it's a fun little checklist that you get to visualize. And it covers the three main parts of your health. So your mind, your body, and your soul. And you only need to do it a couple times a week. So focusing on your mind, did you meditate for 10 minutes? You can check that. Did you, listen to something positive? Did you call a friend? Something like that. You can check those off. Your body, taking care of your physical health and things like that. You don't have to do an hour workout. Maybe do a 10-minute walk. And especially at this time of the year, depending on where you are in the world, if you got to bundle up, maybe go for a walk, a lap inside. But again, we're closing up the year, we're getting ready for the holidays. There's a lot of deadlines, right? If you have writer's block or you're just not focused, I challenge you to go for a 10-minute walk because that brings your brain back online. It like brings your calms your nervous system down, and then you're getting a little bit of exercise. A 10-minute walk every day is a lot more efficient than an hour workout every 3 weeks. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Boop.
So true.
And
So
then
true, though. So
yes,
true.
yes, yes. That's a gem, everyone. And then, taking care of your soul, making sure you're taking time for your friends or go out to get a meal that you enjoy, doing something for your soul. And what this does is it puts it in one spot. So we've got the three parts of your body, your mind, body, and your soul, three parts of your health. You're doing it 2 days a week, right? And you're tracking it in one spot. And the reason why I put it in one spot for you, because I don't know if anyone can relate, but I used to have like a planner for fun stuff, a personal calendar, a work calendar, family, all that stuff, right? Or I'd have like my workout stuff here and then like my goals over here. And then it was just like I wasn't seeing the progress because it was in all these different spaces. But if you put it into one space, you're like, oh, you might feel like you're not doing anything, but you went on two 10-minute walks this week. Oh, you meditated 3 times this week. Oh, you caught up with a friend and you're seeing that what you're doing is good enough. Because I don't know about any other high achievers out there, but sometimes I feel like I should be those should monsters. I should be doing better. I'm not doing enough. I could be doing more. But when you see what you're doing in front of you in one spot, you're like, oh, wow, look at me. I've done a lot. So that is my free
Exactly.
gift to you. I hope you enjoy it and just, enjoy your success because you're already doing a lot of great things. I know it.
Oh, I love that so much. And everyone, if you want this gift from Angel, which you absolutely should want, drop the word simple in the comments below, and Angel and her team are going to reach out to you and get you that free gift.
Yeah.
So I'm telling you, super smart. Honestly, I mean, I've created success journals before in the past, and it's like every day you're doing something, but just to like simplify it, just keep it simple to just a couple days a
Yeah.
week. It's like, you don't feel so obligated to do something constantly. So that's just such an amazing gift. So remember, everybody, the word is simple. Drop the
Mhm.
word simple in the comments below, and Angel and her team will reach out and get you that free gift. And thank you,
Yeah.
Angel. Thank you again so much. I love every time we talk, you always have like something to bring out that I'm just like, oh, that tracks so much. Like, and like, I love it that you always have these like gems and these nuggets of absolute wisdom that you get to share with everybody here in this space because we have so many people here that are just like in this zone of like, I just want to constantly do more. I want to constantly do more. I want to do better. I should be doing better.
Yeah,
So
those
I
should
love that
monsters.
you are
Yeah.
just getting at them with those shit monsters. That's phenomenal. So thank you so much again. And bye, everybody. We're going to see you soon. And we'll see you next time, everyone. Bye
Yeah.
for now.
Bye. Thanks for having me.